Welcome back to the Utah Jazz MyLeague here at NBA 2K16. The season has ended as the last episode we played Game 5 of the second round of the Western Conference Finals where we lost to the Trailblazers and we got eliminated. So the Trailblazers moved on and the playoffs wrapped up as the Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Chicago Bulls 4-3 to clinch yet another NBA championship in the span of this series as they won another one. And OKC had one of their players retire. Amari Stoudemire, probably the most notable player to retire this offseason, goes out on top as he wins a title. Mike Dunleavy also retired, as well as David West, Carlos Boozer, Kevin Martin, Tony Allen. Tyler Hansbrough was a bit of a shocking one on my part. So let's take a look at the draft lottery chances. We've got Milwaukee had the best chance at the first overall pick with a 25%. Dallas, the second, with a 19.9%. Brooklyn with the third, who had a 15.6%. Miami had the fourth with an 11.9%. And then we had the fifth best chance because we had Philadelphia's pick from that Josh Jackson trade, where we have an 8.8%. So, heading into the actual draft, we have the first overall pick. Somehow, some way, that 8.8% chance gave us the first overall pick. So everyone just moves down a spot. Bucks to second, Nets to third, Mavericks to fourth, Heat to fifth. So the Mavericks kind of got screwed a bit as they got jumped by the Nets, but they still have a top 5 pick, and I still have no clue how we get the first overall pick. Now, if you look at the mock drafts, 2K thinks that we should draft first overall shooting guard out of Ohio State, Neil York. Draft Express also thinks we should draft shooting guard out of Ohio State, Neil York. But NBA.com thinks we should draft Cody Paul out of UCLA. And now heading into this offseason, I knew that I wouldn't be re-signing Alec Burks because we have too many shooting guards as it is. So Alec Burks is going to be walked. Korkmaz, I had a plan for him to be the starting shooting guard, but instead, what we did was we drafted Cody Paul first overall, who is already a 79 overall, so he's already quite a good player. He's going to be playing at small forward. Jackson's going to drop down to his natural position of shooting guard instead of playing small forward like he did all last season, and then Korkmaz is going to be our sixth man. And then, of course, we had our actual pick in this draft, too, which was 12th overall. We decided to take, with that pick, a center named Robert Washburn, 12th overall, out of Georgia Tech, 7 foot 241. Robert Washburn, he's not a very good player as it is right now. He's only a 64 overall, but he has A-plus potential. So, I'm thinking with a bit of grooming in a couple of years, maybe he's going to be a serviceable backup. Maybe he could be something. I just know that his scouting report says he could be a superstar someday. Now moving on to the re-signing and free agency period of the offseason, we had a couple guys who we had options to take on. There was Josh Jackson, Furkan Korkmaz, De'Aaron Fox, and Idris Adebayo, a shooting guard, point guard, and then power forward. And we decided to accept all their options because they're all young guys and they're all part of the team that we have and we've assembled here in Utah. Jackson, of course, being the starting small forward. Korkmaz is the sixth man now. Fox is the third point guard we have, as if ever a point guard goes down. And plus, Conley is getting up there in years, so if Exum ever has to step up to the starting spot or Exum gets hurt, Fox just takes his place, and I'm very confident with Fox being able to play because he's quite good. And then as far as re-signing people who didn't have options, Kristaps Porzingis, our starting power forward, has been re-signed to a 4-year, $11.90 million deal. And then Trey Lyles was re-signed to a 2-year, $9.75 million deal, while Frank Kaminsky was not re-signed. Frank Kaminsky was let walk. He is not going to be returning to the team, as I felt like having Lyles, Porzingis, and Kaminsky was a bit of an overkill since none of them really back-to-the-basket players and none of them, they're just basically the same player. And plus we have Dwight Powell on the bench, who's quite a good player to come off the bench, but he didn't get any playing time because we were just so overloaded at that position. And plus we have Adebayo if we ever want to give him a shot. So I decided to just not re-sign Kaminsky and just keep Porzingis and Lyles instead. And then since we didn't really have too much money to spend and we already re-signed everybody we wanted and our roster's pretty much set, we just kind of went out and signed somebody just for a depth signing just to have on the team, and that is Buddy Hield, shooting guard. He's only a 71 overall in this, but I thought it'd be interesting to have him on the team. So Buddy Hield is going to be a Utah Jazz in Season 5 of the Jazz MyLeague. As far as player progression goes, the guy who improved the absolute most was Josh Jackson, went up 4 overall points. Rudy Gobert went up 1. Mike Conley went down 1. Korkmaz went up 1. Lyles went up 2 overalls, and then Exum, Powell, Adebayo went up 1. Buddy Hield also went up 1. For whatever team he was playing with last season, he must have had a decent amount of time off the bench to improve. So that's going to wrap things up here for this edition of the Utah Jazz MyLeague. Nothing really happened too much. It was really just kind of just letting Burks and Kaminsky walk in the offseason, and then just re-signing Porzingis and Lyles, and then just signing Buddy Hield to a contract, and then drafting those couple of guys, and that was really all we did. We already pretty much have our team set in place, and I feel like we're still definitely going to be a very good team this year. So the Season 5 of the Utah Jazz MyLeague is going to be underway. In the next episode, we will be playing opening night on the road against the Sacramento Kings in the next episode. So with that being said, I've been your host, Jersey Born, and I'm saying goodbye.
What will you do when you get lonely? No one waiting by your side. You've been running hiding much too long.